What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over a huge update which could end up saving season 3 for you. As always, if you guys do find this video helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below what you think of these changes. There's nothing for you to have to download with this update. It's a hotfix, so when you just get on, everything that I'm going to talk about has changed. And there's a lot of nerfs to the vehicles and a new item, or an unvaulted item, which will make it a lot easier to play against cars. The first and probably the biggest change, or one of the biggest changes, is that the mythic boss cars no longer auto regenerate health. And this is one of the things that just made them really irritating to deal with, as they had constant nitro, they were a good car, and they auto regened health, making it much more difficult to kill them, especially in solos when you only have like one person's worth of firepower. But they now no longer auto regen health. You still can heal them by getting cactus, getting the repair crates, using the repair pads at the gas stations, or by using the repair tool, but it's just not going to auto regenerate health over time consistently for free. So that is a huge nerf to the mythic vehicles. The nitro effect on vehicles also got a nerf, and this is another thing that made the mythic cars OP, is that they had constant nitro. They still do have constant nitro, but now instead of increasing the fire rate of weapons by 1.5, it's now only 1.25. So the benefit of having nitro on a car doesn't help you fire your weapons as fast as before. The machine gun turret on cars is now less accurate than it was before. The grenade turret structure damage was decreased from 250 to 150. The boom bolt crossbow vehicle damage multiplier was increased from 3x to 3.7x, so it now does a little over 300 damage per shot to cars. And with the cars not auto healing, it's going to be a lot easier to eliminate those mythic cars. Another thing that's going to make it easier to eliminate cars is that the vehicle health in solos was reduced by 18%. So cars are a little weaker in solos now, which I personally am surprised it was never this way from the get-go, because like I already touched on, in team game modes like squads, you have 4 players worth of firepower to potentially focus on a car, but in solos just on your own, it's a little bit more inconvenient to deal with them, so they're now weaker in solos. The nitro bash player damage was reduced from 75 to 25, so you're not going to get more than a shotgun shot worth of damage in some cases just by running into somebody. The nitro gloves cooldown was increased from 8 seconds to 11 seconds, so it's going to take a little longer for the charges on your gloves to come back. I don't think this is a huge change at all. I think the gloves are still an incredible mobility item, and I think this is still faster than like the kinetic blade and the shockwave hammer's recharge on its uses. So the gloves got a little nerf, but I think they're still going to be great. And that is the balance changes in this update. So to recap them, boss cars aren't going to regen health anymore. The weapons on the cars aren't going to be as good because of nitro, and the turret, the machine turret, is less accurate. The grenade launcher turret is doing less structure damage. The cars are just weaker in solos overall, and the boom bolt will do more damage to cars, making it easier to eliminate them. And then the nitro bash player damage reduction is good, and the nitro gloves cooldown increase I think is also just fine. The final change I think is going to be the most controversial of this update, and I think this is too far. Like, I'm a vehicle hater. I do not enjoy the vehicle versus vehicle combat. If I did, I would not have been playing Fortnite. I would have been playing a different game. But unvaulting boogie bombs, which is what the final change on this update did, is kind of crazy, because boogie bombs are a very overpowered item in of themselves. They are only unvaulted until Epic are able to add EMPs back. So for some reason, they can't add the shield breaker EMPs. I'm guessing there's some sort of bug with it, because if they could unvault one item, they could easily unvault the other. But there's likely some sort of bug with the shield breaker EMPs, but those will be coming once they're able to fix that bug. And my guess is that they probably intended for the shield breaker EMPs to be in the loot pool from the start of this season, and just whatever that hurdle is caused them not to be. It just makes no sense to unvault boogies and say, hey, this is just temporary until we get EMPs. Unless there was a problem with EMPs. You know, if EMPs were good to go, they would have just unvaulted them. But if you guys don't know what boogie bombs are, it's an item that forces enemy players to dance until the item has run out, or the player's taken damage. And so I believe it's 5 seconds or maybe 10 seconds. You throw the boogie bomb at them, and then if they're in the area of effect of the boogie bomb, they're dancing. And like I said, I believe it's 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Or until they take damage. Once they take damage, they're no longer dancing. And the reason why this is a counter to cars is because if you boogie bomb a car and the players inside the car are within the radius of the boogie bomb, then they are knocked out of the car and dancing. So they are a just direct counter to cars. If somebody is playing up too close to you and you have boogies in your inventory, it's going to be very easy for you just to hit the car, knock them out, probably get a free shotgun shot's worth of damage on them, and then make that fight a lot easier to play out. If you guys played in Chapter 3 at all, these were meta for pretty much all of Zero Build, and that's why I'm kind of like, maybe this is too far. It's a very overpowered item in Zero Build. You could just like Shockwave up and throw this down, or Nitro Glove up and throw this down. It makes it very easy to win any fight. I think these are going to be very overpowered and much worth carrying in Zero Build. If you're playing team game modes, maybe not everybody needs to have it, but somebody needs to have it probably, because not only does it counter cars, but it's like a free win in a gunfight, and that is just huge. Whenever you have someone camping in a bush, camping around a corner, pushing you, you can boogie bomb them. If they're camping in one of the weapon bunkers, you can boogie bomb them. If they're camping on the entrance to the weapon bunker trying to keep you in, you can boogie bomb them. There's just like so many fights that would maybe be like a difficult situation for you to deal with. The boogie bomb just makes it a free win in that fight a lot of times, because just having one shotgun shot advantage on your opponent is huge, especially if y'all are especially if the person is already weak. But having it as a counter to cars is nice, but it's a frustrating item to have in the game. I hope they fix the EMPs soon and we can get these out of the game. So it's like a double-edged sword. It's nice that it is there to counter cars, but like a lot of people are going to get fed up very quickly playing against this item. You can carry up to 10 of them in a single stack, and it is, you know, a throwable item. So it's like shockwaves where you use one and then it's gone. It's not like it like regens over time or anything like that. But encountering someone that has a lot of boogie bombs in game is going to be a problem. But, you know, in the same way that encountering somebody with the mythic car is going to be a problem. But that is going to be it for this video. I think the boogies are very good and very worth carrying. If you have dashes, you can dash when you're boogied. So that's good. If you get boogied, one thing that you probably want to do is just get your, if you know the person is going to get a good shot on you anyways, just line your crosshair up on them and get ready to return fire. That's one of your best bets, unfortunately. It just kind of makes fights random. If you get boogied around a car, I'll have a clip of it on screen now, but someone boogied me, and I think they boogied us both, but either way, I'm near my car and I'm boogied and I know I'm about to get shot. Like, even if I, you know, strafe around, try to get away from it, I'm getting shot at some point between now and this boogie ending. So I just stood right next to my car and spammed the get in button. That way, the moment they hit me and I was no longer boogied, I could just get back in the car and get out of there. So there is things you can do to kind of minimize how much you get griefed by the boogie bombs, but it's a rough item to play against for sure. And hopefully people just use them to counter cars. But that is going to be it for this video. I'm going to let some gameplay play out of a game I recently got on stream. This game is from before the hotfix because it happened at a weird time for me, but it's still kind of just a very bizarre endgame. I hope you guys found this video informative and interesting. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of the patch, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Like angles to not really be able to do anything to each other. Dang. I was hoping for some cactus down here. I don't see any. I just like genuinely do not know what to do. Alright. This is where the mythic is so OP. I was hoping just to stay high and then land last, but like I did that and then they didn't fight.